Hello YouTube, Ken Hyo here with a little bit of a controversial video for you perhaps today. And if you know me, if you've seen me in the streams, if you come and hang out with me on the streams, and you've been in the channel for a while, you know that I usually don't care for controversy or drama. I don't try to stir up any pots, at least on my content creation side here. But I want to talk about this because this is something that's really important to me, and it's been bothering me for the last couple of weeks. So I want to talk about it because this does have potential to hurt people, hurt viewers on YouTube, and people in general, gamers who are playing this game. And if you don't know, Genshin Impact is a game that came out a few weeks ago, I think maybe 3 weeks ago now, almost. And it's a gacha game, which means that it's a game where people kind of spend money on unreasonable amounts of money sometimes to acquire their characters, their favorite characters they're hoping for, and it can be an endless pit of money spending. So I want to talk about not the players spending the money, but the content creators that are making videos about Genshin Impact, and this is where the controversy might come in. So what I'm seeing a lot on the content creation side of Genshin Impact is a lot of people putting these stream titles or video titles and thumbnails saying how much money they spent. I spent $1,000 on Genshin Impact. I spent $5,000 on Genshin Impact, and you won't believe what I got, kind of thing. And I have a problem with this for two reasons. The least important one is that's just lazy content. It just requires you to swipe and press the pull button for you to pull the gacha and making some kind of reaction to it. I have a couple of videos on my channel with that kind of content not because I want to flex how much money I spent. I don't think I mentioned how much money I spent on any of those two videos, and I just released them because those are characters that I was actually generally interested in getting in the game. So to me, getting them was kind of a milestone for when I was playing Honkai Impact, which is the other game that this company that made Genshin Impact is famous for, is Honkai Impact. And if you've been in the channel for a while, you might remember that I released a couple of videos on Honkai Impact and how much I liked that game. And Honkai Impact was also a gacha game, and there was also some content along the same lines. This must be some kind of usual content for gacha games, and I don't usually play gacha games. Those two games by MiHoYo are the only gacha games that I've ever played. But even if it is, it doesn't make it right and doesn't make it good for the gaming population. But as I said, the first problem I have is that it's kind of lazy content. It just requires you to swipe and press the button to roll your characters and see what you get and make some kind of reaction to it. It's not really contributing anything besides suspense, I guess, or the viewership. But if you like watching that, I don't necessarily have a problem with you watching other people suffer. It's the same situation with BDO, right? A lot of people like to watch other people enhancing in BDO just to see, just to live vicariously through their successes, hopefully, or their failures, or just laughing with them or crying with them. The real problem that I have with these kinds of videos is that it normalizes spending tons of money. And gacha games are pretty much based on gambling, and that is something that I hope we all know that can be very dangerous. I've never been personally affected by gambling, or I don't know anyone particularly that has been affected by gambling, but I've been affected by the power of suggestion of seeing somebody else doing. I'm sure we've all been there. We see somebody else doing something, especially on TV or on the internet, and say, "Oh, this sounds like a good idea. Maybe all these people are doing this. Then maybe I should do too." I know, I'm sure these content creators, well, I'm not sure. I hope these content creators making these videos and spending $5,000 on a game in less than a month, I hope they have the money to pay for that, or I hope at least that they make up the money back from the viewers, from the views they're getting from their content. But I'm not worried about the content creators. I'm worried about the people watching and seeing that all the content out there and thinking it's normal to spend $1,000 or $5,000 in less than a month of playing a game. And again, if you're a viewer, if you enjoy watching, and if you are a viewer that have the money to spend, if you have the money to spend, then it's your problem. No, my problem is not my money. I have no, it's not my problem how you spend your money. But I do feel for the people who don't necessarily have the money, or think it might be okay to just spend $1,000 now because, oh, I'm gonna play the game a lot, and then they might be missing their money later to pay for some other things that might actually be important in their lives. Because let's be honest, no game is going to be that important, and I have a hard time spending $1,000 in a game over even years of playing. But you know, people's hobbies and people's monies, they do what they want. But again, my concern is with people, the content creators, normalizing this behavior and hurting people who are going to think that this is going to be okay to spend $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. I've seen some ridiculous numbers on people on the thumbnails, and ridiculous clickbait titles too, like, "Oh, you don't believe what I got after spending this much money in the game." And this just just plays game with people's minds. People who might be in a situation where maybe they're going through a rough time now with this Corona thing, and they think, oh, playing this game, it makes me happy, so I'm gonna go ahead. Everybody else is spending $5,000, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend whatever money I have on my bank account to get a little happy. And then later they might need the money, and they're not gonna have it. People with gambling addiction lose a lot. Gambling, and this is, let's not kid ourselves, this is what gacha is. It's throwing money around hoping that you will hit the jackpot and get what you want. So I really hope that my channel is not very big. I'm pretty sure this video is not going to get a lot of traction, but it's just something that I wanted to get out of my chest, and I hope that content creators will wake up and realize that they're hurting people with this kind of content by normalizing actions that are hurtful to most people. Let's be honest, most of you don't have $1,000 to just throw into a game, and I don't want this kind of behavior to be normalized, and you're never going to see this kind of content on my channel. If you do see this kind of content on my channel, is because I just I don't know, I've gone off the deep end, and you please unsubscribe at that point, because I don't want to be rewarded for that kind of content either. And again, I don't have anything against clickbait, and I probably done some clickbait titles as well, and clickbaiting is not the problem here. The problem is, again, with reinforcing or normalizing behavior that can be hurtful to people. Just like any other videos that might normalize other behaviors that might hurt people, this is also a problem. And if you were a content creator and you think you're not responsible for your viewers, then you can think that. And if you think they have no effect on people's behaviors, you can also think that. But if you think that, I would think that you really don't care about your viewers, and you're just doing it for the views, for the attention, for the money, and you don't really care. And I care about my viewers. I care what people do after watching my content, and I just want them to have a good time with the game and game responsibly and find ways to play the game better. So yeah, I really hope that a lot of people will watch this video, and not because of the views. I mean, I appreciate the views, but I really hope that people can watch this and get something out of it, and maybe spread the word that we don't need videos telling people to go ahead and spend thousands of dollars in a game, especially within a month of the game's release, because again, most of us don't have that money to spend. And even if they do have the money now, who knows what might happen tomorrow, especially in the current situation of the world. A lot of people are suffering out there, and we don't need to add to that by making clickbait lazy videos just to suck in those views. And yeah, I really think that content creators do have a responsibility to their viewers, right? We're doing this, we're not called influencers for nothing. I mean, I'm not called an influencer because my channel is very small. Well, big YouTubers are not called influencers for nothing. They do influence people's thoughts and behaviors in one way or another. So let's go ahead and influence people in a better way, in a responsible way. I've only seen one content creator so far making sure to tell people on the Genshin Impact community anyways. I've only seen one content creator really going ahead and making sure to tell people that this is not normal, that the content creators are doing it for the views, and they do get some money back from those views to make up for the money they spent into the game. But I hope to see more of the Genshin Impact content creator community really turning the ship around and making content focused more on actual content and teaching people how to play the game and strategies and how to get resources and things. So there's a lot of things to teach about this game. It's a fairly large and complex game, even for how young it is, and it's only going to get bigger and messier and harder to find things. So I hope that we can all agree that there's a lot of content to be put out there on Genshin Impact, and I will be putting out my review hopefully maybe not by the end of this week, or I guess next week. It's Saturday today. Yeah, hopefully by the end of next week I'll have my review of Genshin Impact. I haven't released yet because I really want to get to a point in the game where I've played enough to know most of what we can do in the game, and I'm almost at the point. So stay tuned for my Genshin Impact review to see if you're interested in playing the game but haven't actually downloaded it yet. So see if you might be able to enjoy the game. But yeah, I hope you appreciated the little controversy here. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the situation. If you think it's okay for content creators to release whatever content they want and not be responsible for their viewers. Like I said, you can hold that opinion if you want. But let me know if you agree with me that this is kind of irresponsible content for them to be releasing. And yeah, just let me know overall what your thoughts are. And also let me know what your thoughts are on Genshin Impact so far if you have been playing the game. If you're playing on the Asia server, I'm going to go ahead and leave my ID in a video description here so that we can go ahead and play together sometime. Yeah, as always, if you liked the video and thought it was controversial or informative or useful in any way, I would appreciate if you could hit that like button. And if you want to see more Genshin Impact content from me, don't forget to subscribe. And also come join the Discord community. There's a link down below. And I'm going to be streaming on YouTube for the month of October at least. Hopefully, if things go well here, I'll stick around YouTube. If not, you can find my link to the Twitch channel also down below in the comment in the description of the video. But yeah, that's going to be it from me for now. And I will catch you guys on my Genshin Impact review. Take care.